Hello everyone. What I'm going to be going over today is I can show you on my website here. These are called little planets, and they're really cool. They're unique, and I thought I would show you guys how I do them. It's really early in the morning right now. I just got back doing some HDR photography at night. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I found this really cool plaza and shot a series of HDR images. And so what I'm going to do is stitch them all together. Well, first what I'm going to do is process them all into HDR files, and then I will combine them into a 360-degree panorama. So you can see all the different exposures that I have here. It's a full 360 panorama. It took me 9 sequences to do it, and then I shot a ground shot. So I'm going to start compiling these one by one now. And the software that I'm using for the HDR generation is the HDR Express 3. So I'm going to open that up. This is a little weird. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. So let me go back to my website real quick and I'll show you. So you shoot a 360 panorama, and then through some tweaks in Photoshop and adjustments, you can arrive at this final image. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to create my first HDR. Oops. Sorry, I've been up almost 24 hours now. So I shot 9 images per sequence, so it pops up with 9 there. I'm going to select all of them, and it gives you the different exposure values right there. I'm going to click merge. This is going to take a second. Now, I will just tell you right now that I am using a free version of the screen capture software. It's called, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, every 5 minutes, the maximum record time is 5 minutes, so I'm going to have to periodically cut the video and splice it together in post. So here's my first image, HDR. The presets here. All these at the bottom are some presets built into the software. I'm just going to cycle through these. Sometimes I'm using the right and left arrow on my keyboard to cycle through these. So what I like to do lately is go through these and see if there's somewhere I can start. I might just have to manually, yeah, I'm not liking any of these. So I'm going to go back to the start, and we're coming up on 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'm going to stop the video and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So I'm back and I'm ready to finesse with these settings here. I'm just going to play around, and when I stopped the video last time, I saw that the name of the screen capture software is called Tiny Take. So I just thought I'd mention that. yeah, I'm just going to play with these until I get something I like. You can double click any of these and they'll go back to default. It's looking really yellow. I don't see that doing anything. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to bring it down. So I wish you could just drag these and it would interactively update, but I guess it's just too heavy on the system. So I'm not going to worry about color too much right now. We can play with that later, but I would like to get it a little bit closer. I think this is going to be more so stylized, so it's not going to be exactly like reality, but as long as it looks cool, that's all that matters. Okay, I am not a pro at this software by any means yet, so I'm not sure if there's more cool tricks that I can do in here. But it just comes with experience, I guess, or with practice, I mean. So I guess I'm gonna leave it there. Did look a little cool with it being a little more red. These lights were really cool out there. Definitely gonna go back to the spot. So there's a little bit of banding right there, so it's a little too much. Pull this back. There. Let's see. What else do I want to do? So I'm taking a little bit longer on this one just because it has to be right, because we're gonna be locked in here in a minute once I save my preset off. I'm gonna use the same exact settings for the rest of all the images. So I guess we'll just leave it there. Okay, I'm coming up on the 5-minute mark. I'll be right back. So I like the settings where they're at now. What I'm going to do is save off a preset. I'm going to check tone mapping, make sure it checks all of those. I'm going to call this, I'm just going to call it Plaza preset. Well, I think it saves that in there anyway. So plaza right there. So I'm going to save off this image. Let's go to where I have it saved. I'm just going to call this 1. It's the first image in our sequence. So that's going to save off. Alright, so I'm going to delete this preset. That was from earlier and I don't need it anymore. So now I can close that and let's do it again, but with the next round of images. So same thing, make sure it's 9 images. Go to the end, shift, click, merge them. I'm not going to go through this process for every single sequence. It's very repetitive, so probably after this one I'm just going to be in Photoshop next. Alright, so I don't like how that's over there. Click Plaza, and that's it. So click Save. I'm just going to call this 2. Okay, all done here. I'll do one more for you guys. I go into 3, 9 images, merge, so here's one of the images I've already saved off. Quality is pretty nice. Watch the thing jump over here again. Yep. Maybe it's because it wasn't docked or something. Plaza. Pretty cool. I'm going to click Save. Just call it 3. And I'm not going to do any more of these. It's just too repetitive. So I will meet you guys back as soon as I finish all of these. Alright, see you. So I just finished putting all of these together. I'll cycle through them real quick. It's not a huge deal with the color differentiation. This is my second time doing this now, and when you stitch together the panorama, the software automatically kind of evens that out, so it's not that bad. So from here, what I'm going to do is open up Photoshop. I'm going to go to File, Automate, Photo Merge. I'm going to select my files. Select all 9. It's going to load them in here. I'm going to hit OK, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm going to cut off the screen capture video and then hit OK because I don't want the screen capture software to crash. So, because this is a relatively heavy process and it's going to take some time. So as soon as this is done, I will be back. Hey, so I'm back. The panorama has finished up. I've noticed that there's a couple issues with it. Stitching here and here, a little bit right there. I'll quickly see if I can touch that up, but really it's not a big deal. I'm just looking at everything else. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, I don't see any other errors that really have to be or should be fixed. So what I'm going to do is, I think I can, well, let's try to do something. I'm going to find where the layer is that it's messed up, and I'm going to go onto the mask, try to paint it and fix it up. This may or may not work. In this case, it doesn't look like it's working. Well, let me just play with it for a second. You know, this is, I think it's fixable, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to be coming out with a pro version of this tutorial where I go further into depth into actually my shooting setup, getting the tripod right, and each and every single step that I'm going through to create a even higher quality image than what I'm showing you guys here. So for now, I'm just going to save this off as a PSD so I can come back to it later. You know what? I'm going to stop the video and see if I can touch this up. I touched things up the best I could. It's a little bit better here. This I just was not able to get or fix. I mean, and this here, just discovered this, but these I'm just not going to worry about it right now. This is still this is my second one that I've done, so I'm still learning. In the pro version, I really think that I know now how I can fix this, and I will show you guys that in the pro version of this tutorial. It'll be out in a little while, a couple weeks probably, but I think it'll be 20 bucks, and it's going to be super worth it. So where I go from here is I'm going to go ahead and just flatten this image. And I'm going to crop it. I need to get rid of all this white mess. So just find the minimum point you can crop this at. And I'm just going to pull this in. So I'm looking at this Williams Mullen building, and we've got it in the frame here, so we're good. It's close. Okay, I'm going to crop that. Looks like I missed a little bit here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So my next step is I need to duplicate this layer, and I'm just going to get rid of the original and just going to cut this sucker in half. onto a new layer and pull him over. Pull the other one over. And now I've got to find the overlap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my top layer. Actually going to pull this guy up on top. Turn the opacity down to 50. And I'm going to pull this across until I find a match. Looks like it's not perfect, but I don't want to pull it down. Just want to come across. It's pretty good. A little bit of error there, but I think it's fine. It's good. Okay, so I'm going to crank this up. You can see there's a difference in light here. So let's see. I really should have shot more overlap, but I will go over that. Again, I'm learning, and I will go over that in the pro tutorial. Just going to paint that hard line away. So now what I can do is, on this layer here, I'm going to try to darken this area. So I think that's all that really needs to happen. Getting a little bit of... Sorry, my video cut out on me again. I'm going to upgrade this software eventually, very soon, because it's just ridiculous. If anybody wants to send me any donations to help me pay for that, that would be incredible. I just can't afford it right now. So what I'm going to do, I was saying there's a little bit of mess up right here. I can try to fix that real quick. So yeah, this is really not perfect, and I think I can figure out a way to do this better in the future, but again, I'll go over that in the pro tutorial. Actually, I know exactly how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to leave that as is. Let's see if I can touch this up real quick. I'm sorry. The artist's work is never done. It's fine. You're not going to notice that. I'm a perfectionist. I try to do everything how I think it should be done. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to duplicate this layer so I don't destroy my data. And I need to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to actually create a levels, make it affect only this layer, and I'm going to darken this guy. Try to match the best I can. I'm going to cut the video, and I'll be right back as soon as I get this where I need it. It's not that bad. The ground looks pretty decent. The sky, that's the only thing I'm really not happy with. All the colors in here are matching pretty well. This is enough to get me over the line, over the finish line. So I'm I'm not going to finesse it anymore right now. So I need to crop off this extra space from the overlap. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is flatten this image. And there's a couple more steps I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to pick a neutral color up here. And I may undo this, but let's just see what it gives me. I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to do that, but I need to paint it away from some of these buildings here. So I'm going to add a mask and just going to paint that out. Okay, now that I have a gradient there at the top, I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Let's choose a darker color this time. Do just a real small gradient up. That's fine for now, I think. Actually, I'm going to transform it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to merge this one more time. I'm sorry, flatten. Same thing, I guess. And from here, what I'm going to do is go to image size, and make sure to uncheck this keep aspect ratio, and it needs to be a perfect square. So I'm going to copy this value and paste it into here, and hit OK. Before I do that, I'm again going to stop the video. It's just pointless. I wanted to back up just a second. I made a few adjustments to the image before I started processing the image to make it into a square, but I decided to undo a couple things and add some additional things. So I got rid of the gradient at the bottom. I don't think it's needed at this point in time. I may do something with it later. And I also added these lens effects to the lights here, and I also did some enhancement on the building lights and everything, and it's starting to look pretty cool. So once again, I'm going to go to image size, copy this value, paste it in here, and hit OK. I'll be right back. We now have a square image here, exactly what we want. Now the next step is to go to image rotation. You need to flip it 180 degrees. And from here, all you've got to do is go to distort polar coordinates. I forgot to kill the screen capture before I clicked polar coordinates, so things crashed out a little bit. But all you do is it'll pop up with a window and you just hit OK, and it will generate this image. Now things are looking pretty cool. What I want to do from here is rotate it. I need to see if any other image rotation looks better. It's 10,000 pixels by 10,000. Let's do one more image rotation. I think I either like this building up on top or this one up on top. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to go to image. Computer's running pretty slow, and I'm going to do it 180. Better. I'm not sure. The reason I did that on another layer is so that I can turn it on and off. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I rotated the canvas, so I think this should give me what I want. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to resize this document. It's just too big. I can't do anything with this. I'm going to go to 6K. This should be easier to play with. I'm going to rotate this. I think I like it like this. Just going to delete the background image. Pretty cool. I'm going to crop this in a little bit just to get rid of some of the negative space. I'm going to reveal this building a little more, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit. Get that cloud cover in there. Alright. Kind of cool. Now, the gradient would have gotten rid of this here at the bottom, but it would have left a black dot in the middle. I'm coming up on a 5-minute mark, so I'll be right back. In the pro version of this tutorial, I'm going to try to come up with a way to figure this out. But for now, I'm just gonna, I may even undo this, but let's see what I get. I guess it's better than that, but really I want to get that ground in there. I think I'm just going to leave it as this for now. Kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to save this off, and at this point I think I'm going to end the tutorial, and all I'm going to do from here is just some post-processing in Lightroom and Photoshop, and I will upload the final image to the site. Thank you guys. Look for that pro tutorial coming out for additional info, some really cool tips on how I did the windows, and how I shot this, and it will go from start to finish. So you don't want to miss that one, and it's going to be cheap. So see you guys later.